Hey, welcome back to Bean's Ball Card blog on YouTube, y'all. It's the night before Thanksgiving. I choose to call it Thanksgiving Eve, whether you do or not. You do you. Don't know if I'll have a video tomorrow, so I did just want to start out by saying Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I have picked up an extraordinary amount of subscribers in the last about 4 to 6 weeks. I just want to say thank you to everyone that listens to my nonsense, everyone that subscribed, likes. I've had a lot more dialogue, a lot more comments, and that is awesome. That's, what I'm hoping for. I definitely got discouraged for a while because I was putting things out and it just didn't seem like I was getting any comments on it. And like I said, my subscribers have gone up. I'm up over 200. I think I'm about 212 currently. So I just want to say thanks to everyone, and I am thankful for all of you because I love this hobby. I've collected for 32 years and I do love talking about it. I may get annoyed sometimes, but I always love talking about it. Happy Thanksgiving. Everyone stay safe. Be safe. Don't do anything foolish. Don't drink and drive. One of my dogs is apparently losing its mind. I don't know which one of the girls it is, but I can hear somebody. So speaking of collecting for 32 years, I'm 40 years old. I've been collecting since I was 8. My first cards was a 1986 top set that my aunt and uncle gave to me for Christmas 1986. And so the 87 year is the first year I collected. And if you're about my age, when you were a kid, Beckett, you were waiting on that monthly Beckett. You wanted to see if your cards went up in value. Did it go from 25 cents to 40 cents? The Reader's Right, what were they called? The fun cards. That was my magazine of choice, that and Sports Illustrated. So 8-year-old me is pretty excited right now, and 40-year-old me is also pretty excited right now. Because in the new issue of Beckett Vintage Collector, don't know who of you out there may actually subscribe to this. I do. It's not as easy to find on newsstands, so I finally broke down and re-upped my subscription. Page 27. What do you know? So it's not the main Beckett, it's not baseball Beckett, and I'm seeing how there's a glare on there. But yeah, right here somewhere, because I gotta see it backwards. Oh, hey, there it is. I finally made Beckett after all these years. Now I do write. I've written a blog. I've written a personal blog. I feel like a collector again. I've had Bean's Ball Card blog for about 3 years, but I don't do like freelance work. I've been on the Fat Packs podcast. I don't know, somewhere probably up close to 10 times. I've been on other podcasts. Never had my name in Beckett till now, so pretty excited about that. My buddy Anson, he's writing on the T206 cards and asked me to answer a couple questions, and lo and behold, here I am. So that's pretty awesome. Let's get a little bit more wrapped up. One other thing I've mentioned on some of the other ones I'm trying to do. I just want to chalk up some other YouTubers that you may not know about. So my one for today is KBO Collections. That is George. I know George more from Twitter. We interact a lot on there. And then I believe he's usually signed into the About the Card show, or a lot of times, which is actually later tonight. Probably by the time you see this, it might have even happened. But About the Cards, the web show that happens at, 10 Eastern on Wednesday nights. But anyway, so George, KBO Collections, and I will put a link to his page down there. He has started doing videos again. He did 4 videos where he did a stack of he opened a box of 2018 tops. But what I think some of y'all might be fascinated by, KBO stands for Korean Baseball Organization. He is an American living in Korea. And so also recently, within the last couple of weeks, I believe, or maybe it was an older video I saw, he opened Korean baseball organization baseball cards. So, you know, even with the internet and everything, our world has shrunk, but I think that that's extremely cool to be able to see something like that. So I encourage you to go check him out, give him a subscription. He's also, one of his latest videos, he showed off his Bob Gibson collection. He's a Cardinals fan. But again, what's fascinating to me is the Korean baseball cards, because we just don't see those, even with how big the internet's gotten. So anyway, the actual point of this video, it's a thank you / mail day. I got some cards from Andrew of Nuff Said Cards. He posted a few weeks ago. He had picked up, I think it was about a 200 card lot of the Flags of the World cards and was giving them away. Was going to give them away to some different people. And he had mentioned that some of them had back stamps. And so I emailed him and I offered to buy, you know, the ones with back stamps. I'm fascinated by back stamps. Someday down the road, I'll do more videos on that. But he sent those to me free of charge, and I can't thank Andrew enough. I've only gotten more active in the last, I don't know, maybe 4 to 6 weeks, but I have followed his, or I have subscribed to his page for a while. And if you like vintage and a lot of non-sports as well, you're going to love his channel. But then again, if you're watching this, you're probably already subscribed to him. But Andrew, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Other than that, we're going to turn this around and show you the cards, and we will go from there. All right, so let's take a look at the cards. So, as I said in the open, you know, these were from Andrew, Nuff Said Cards. He had picked up a lot of these and was going to give them away. I was willing to purchase, but he just wanted to send. But I had mentioned that I'm fascinated by back stamps. I have some back stamps amongst my T210s. A lot of my T37s have back stamps. I would say most of them have back stamps, and sometime down the road, you know, I'll show that and talk about that a little more, because there's a similar stamp on most of them. So even though they've come from different parts of the country that I've purchased them from, so who knows where all they've been since the early 1900s. But I just want to, you know, show these off, and I'll put a link to his page down below, and go check him out. Like, subscribe, you know, just like we ask you to do for everyone. But, you know, and I know that in here there's some other things that fascinate me, so I'll just quickly talk about those as we go through. So here we have a France that is was a sweet Caporal back, and was once property of some letter M Frederick. To me, fascinating. I wish cards could talk. I wish we could know where they've been. Turkey. And this has an RS stamp between the sweet and Caporal. Uruguay. Same thing, the RS between the sweet and Caporal. Scotland. That was once property of William Myers. Thank you for being a keeper of the card, Mr. Myers. I love this one. Korea, but spelled with a C. And I realize that is Korea because I do happen to have an idea of what their flag looks like. So this was, okay, property of F.M. Friedrich, Austria. So, Mr. Frederick. The Philadelphia Yacht Club. There are some interesting, but I guess when you're going to have 200 cards in a set, you're going to have some randoms. So, Sweet Caporal, but a red back this time. I don't know much about these backs. My goal is to learn more in the future. You know, and then over time, hopefully I'll do some more videos and talk about that a little bit more. Australia. I hate to see that with all those fires in Australia. I saw an article on Forbes that the koala bears are now, I forget what the term is, they're functionally extinct because so much of their habitat has been burned that they may not be able to survive, which is horrible. So This one doesn't have a stamp, but it does have some writing on it. Something I learned, I went to a couple of random like postcard shows in the past because they were in the same facility as card shows at the same time. With postcards, it's commonplace to actually write the price that you're selling something for on the postcard itself. So unlike trading cards, who knows if that's what this 5 was, or who knows. But anyway, a recruit back, which, you know, there are baseball card sets that have the recruit backs. Burma, but at that time spelled with an H, with a VV on them. Oh, Canada. Oh, yeah, my wife loves my singing, so I figured y'all would too. V3 written on the back, the recruit back. Another Burma, still with the H. What do we have here? Recruit red back. Haiti, spelled differently than the current day spelling that we know. And so recruit with a green. Got an 89 and I don't know what the circle one says. I'll have to see if I can find some more of those and see, because that stamp is not complete. So maybe if I can find one with a complete stamp, we can see what it was. Norway. Recruit, again, William Myers at the top. Honduras. The sweet Caporal, property of F.M. Frederick. And the last one is the Ionian Isles. I have no idea what that is. Definitely that's another fascinating thing about these. So this has a date stamp on them. Obviously anybody could put any date stamp, but maybe I'm gullible, but I tend to believe that when I see those on there, there's something to that. You know, they were around then. I don't know exactly what years these were produced, but they look very similar to T210s in a lot of ways. Size, backs, fonts. So, you know, I'd like to believe 1910 is from the era, because the T210s were 1909 to 11. So I like to believe that, you know, somebody acquired this or did something, and that is what the dating is. So that's a look and a thank you to Andrew of Nuff Said Cards for these beauties. I'm going to work on this set in time. I just have so many irons in the fire, as I say quite often, that, you know, I can't get to everything in the amount of time that I have. But hopefully as time marches on, I'll get a little bit better. So anyway, thanks for taking a look. I hope everyone has a great day. God bless, and happy collecting, y'all.